Welcome back, Dominant Mets Nation, and we got a great video today. So you right there, you're going to stick around because the end of the video is going to be a heck of a surprise. All right, so today what we're going to look at is we're going to look at the top 10 most valuable Mets for 2023. All right. Well, first, I want to say we had a couple videos in the last couple of days, and because of you, we've been a very, very successful videos. We had a lot of likes, a lot of subscriptions. Please keep it up. Keep it up. It's been fun. All right, so we are going to get into this great list today. Top 10 Mets for 2023. Where do we start? I mean, when I got into this list, I'm like, there are so many good names. We got all-stars all over the place. And, all right, so let's jump right into it. I'm going to start with an honorable mention, and we're going to start with David Robinson, the 11th guy on the list. He just outside the top 10. So David Robinson last year was 4-3 with a 2.4 earned run average. He was 11.6 strikeouts per 9. He did very well with Chicago and Philly. Obviously, Philly did amazing, got all the way to the World Series. But you know what? My list is, can the guy be replaced, and where would we be without him? So last year, obviously, we had Adam Ottavino. Adam Ottavino did phenomenal. So David Robinson is as valuable as he is. He can be replaced. But you know what? He's still number 11. He's still up there. You're going to see that this list is... Okay, so number 10. Number 10, we have Jeff McNeil. All-star and reigning batting champion. We have him at number 10 most valuable for 2023. Now, Jeff last year hit 9 home runs, 62 RBIs he knocked in. He had a 326 batting average. We all know, batting champ. His on-base percentage was 370, and he had an OPS of 828. Jeff had a magnificent year. He is extremely valuable to the Mets. Plus, he can play all over the field. He could play outfield. He could play infield. The guy's a jack of all trades. Plus, he's a batting champ. He could bat in the beginning of the lineup, end of the lineup. He's a high on-base percentage. He can hit you home runs, but we saw what happened 2 years ago when that happened. Jeff, we're going to leave Jeff at number 10. And also, too, our goal is to win a World Series. So we're going to rate Jeff as the 10th most valuable Met. Moving on, we're going to go number 9. We have Kodai Senga as the 9th most valuable Met for 2023. Last year, it was a little tough to evaluate him. He was 11-6 with a 1.89. He pitched in Japan. So it's a little hard to evaluate him, but I see him as having a very important role for the Mets in 2023. He's going to be replacing Chris Bassett. Chris did a phenomenal job with us. He was a workhorse. He won games that we needed to win. And Kodai Senga, for us to be go where we wanted to go, he's going to be very important in number 3 position. He could also be a high 2, and even some people are saying his upside is a 1. So Kodai Senga, I would rank him as the 9th most valuable Met for 2023. Number 8. And you're going to see that this list was not easy. We have all-stars all over the place, and we got good players. You may disagree. Number 8, we have Starling Marte as the 8th most important Met for 2023. Last year, Starling Marte had 16 home runs, 63 RBIs. He batted .292, phenomenal. Also had 18 stolen bases, had an on base at almost 350, and he had an 818 OPS. So Starling Marte in his first year with the Mets, he did phenomenal. We saw at the end of the year how we struggled when we didn't have him. Thank God he came back at the playoffs game, but you know it was a little too late. We were. Oh man, Starling Marte was such a great player for us. But still, there are more valuable players, but Starling Marte is an extremely important piece, and that's why I have him at number 8. Number 7, we have Brandon Nimmo, and this is where I'm kind of ranking position 2. Brandon plays center field, so that's why I got him slightly ahead of Starling. Defensive value at center field is slightly more important than in left field and right field. So I got Brandon Nimmo as the 7th most important Mets. Brandon last year had 16 home runs, 64 RBIs. He batted .274, had an on base of .367, and he had an OPS of .800. Now, us Met fans, we saw the difference with Brandon and without Brandon. It was night and day. I mean, Brandon has improved so much in center field, and that catch that he made in the Dodgers series just kind of like exemplifies what type of player he is for the Mets. So we need Brandon, and for us to succeed in 2023, he's going to be the 7th ranked Met. Number 6, and this is where it gets crazy. We have Max Scherzer as the 6th most valuable Met. And to me, when I had to look at this list a couple of times, I'm like, Max is outside the top 5? That's insane. Max last year was 11-5, and he had a 2.29 ERA. But again, is he replaceable? Unfortunately, we were without DeGrom the entire year. We got by with Peterson, we got by with McGill, we got by with guys filling in. So you know what? The guy can be replaceable during the regular season. We're going to need Max in the postseason. We're going to need him when we go down and win that World Series. So we're going to need Max down the stretch, but is he replaceable? Most valuable player. That's a whole season award. So we got to look at the whole picture. So I have him as number 6. Number 5, Justin Verlander. We got to remember, Justin Verlander is going to be replacing Jake. Jake, we didn't have him all year. Still, we won 101 games. Jake was phenomenal at the end of the year. Maybe not the last 2 or 3 games, but he still did really, really well. So Justin was the reigning Cy Young Award winner. He went 18-4 with a 1.75 earned run average. Justin is going to be extremely important, but on this list, and you're going to see, again, we have all-stars. This was a tough list to do. Justin Verlander is going to fall in at number 5. Number 4. We have Pete Alonso. Big Meat Pete. Last year, Pete was leading the league in RBIs the entire year. He had 40 home runs, 131 RBIs, 271 average, 339 on base percentage, and 869 OPS. Man, Pete did phenomenal last year. Without that production, where would we be? I don't even think we'd be close to sniffing the playoffs. Obviously, they expanded the playoffs. But you know what? You know what I'm saying. I mean, Pete was a very valuable part of the team. And us going forward, I have him ranked as the 4th most valuable player in 2023. Man, Pete, you're going to have a phenomenal year. I can't wait. You are a valuable Met. Number 3, and this is where I go position the value of the position. I have Francisco Lindor right slightly ahead. He had a phenomenal year, guys. Phenomenal years. All you haters, you can't hate on Francisco anymore. 26 home runs, 107 RBIs. The guy did phenomenal. He had a 339 on base and 70-88 APS, but he played phenomenal shortstop. This guy, switch hitter, he did great, and I'm telling you, the last 2 years he didn't do well, but this was the year. So Francisco Lindor going into 2023, he is the 3rd most important Met. Up to number 2. We got Sugar Diaz as number 2. The guy was a monster, a beast. He was 3-1 with 1.31 unhittable on-run average, 32 saves. He had a whip of .859. The guy was lights out. We don't know if we're ever going to have another season like that from Diaz again. But for us to be successful in 2023, the guy's got to be damn close. I'm telling you. And the value he has, we paid him over $100 million. He's got a lot to prove. He has a lot to prove. And that is why he is number 2. Who's number 1? Who's going to put us over the edge? What did we not have last year that we're going to have this year? Number 1, most valuable Met. might be controversial, is Carlos Correa. All right? Carlos Correa. The Twins were willing to give him $285 million because they saw what he did to that franchise. The guy was a beast down the stretch. He batted .291, 22 home runs, 64 RBIs. He only played in 131 games, but he had a significant impact. In his playoffs, he's at 16 rounds of playoffs. This guy has hit 18 home runs, 59 RBIs, bats .272, an on base of almost .350, and almost an .890 OPS in the playoffs. The guy is clutch. He's going to be at third base, probably going to hit more home runs. He's going to probably play a Gold Glove third base. I'm telling you, we are going to lock up that left side. We're going to have a dynamic duo, and this guy is going to be that missing piece to the lineup that we badly needed. So Carlos Correa is number 1. And guys, ladies, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you not agree? Please, if you like anything in the video, please give me a like. You made this for you. And it's very important going forward. Like, subscribe. I will be back. I love doing this. I'm a big Met fan, as you could see. I'm very passionate. I want to do this. I want to do this ASAP. I want to do this over and over. Please, I will see you again. Let's go Mets.